close quarters for short periods. And I think the best description of his work is implicit in the title of the special issue that was done on him about 3 years ago by A+U, which called him an architect in ambivalence. There's another rather more amusing description of what his work is about, which I suspect he may tell you himself, which is a kind of breakdown of the parts of the body. But are you going to show that one? Yeah. His English is improving day by day, and he's really well able to hold his own, although there was a hilarious lecture that he gave once, which was dubbed by Ron Heron and Chris Dawson, and you got this kind of North London accent and this Lancastrian accent talking about Japanese ambivalence. He's moved on in his lecture since then, and he won't be dubbed by me or anybody else in the background. I'd like to mention two things. First of all, for those of you, and there seem to be several who are from the AA, that there'll be a kind of follow-up tomorrow morning at the AA at 11:30. And that Arata's exhibition will be here at ArtNet, opening on June the 21st, and extending up to and into the rally, when Izo will also come back to England and give another lecture. So I would recommend that. The other thing I really want to say is that I've, for years, been fascinated by the way in which he's able to pick up not only the architectural culture, and really now his latest work has moved into quite a strange territory. I think the significant thing about his work is that it combines pragmatism. He's one of those experimental architects who does actually build. But he also combines in built work a whole lot of very strange, ambiguous, wayward, and curious metaphors. Now, most of the people who embark upon that territory never build it, but in Izo's case, you get it actually as substance. And this is what made his stuff, when he showed it at RISD recently, amongst all of us, it just made us sort of want to crawl under a stone. He's a super bloke as well, and knows a lot of what's going on the English scene. And what I suspect is that although you may be on the receiving end here this evening, he'll go back to Tokyo and regurgitate just little sort of hints and murmurs and observations of people in the back row, and things that were happening out in the street, and it all will be recreated by him. He is as much an observer as a creator, so be warned.
Just I will introduce Peter. He said almost everything. So now I try to show my works with slide and Japanese accent English. Okay, so anyway, I like to start with slides, and mostly my slides are retrospectively from the beginning of my work. Means chronologically I show you this. I was in Tange's office about 10 years. Tange, Professor Kenzo Tange. I think you know, everybody you know him very well. From middle of 50 to middle of 60. So this two slides show his work, Tange's work. Right side, on the right is the Tokyo Bay Plan of 1960. On the left side, Skopje project. I think it's 65. And both projects I collaborate to him. So around the 1960s, in Japan, we have such a urban scale, large scale project. And mostly I worked on such a project and with collaboration to Tange. Right side, Tokyo Bay Plan is, I think, well known. That's a project which that had a new to give a Tokyo, give a new axis projected from the existing center to the Tokyo Bay and connecting to the other side of the bay. On the axis, there are main government buildings, and both sides are houses. This kind of idea also converted to Skopje project, because Skopje was destroyed by earthquake on 1963, and this project, was a competition project, and that was organized 63. What happened?
Both have the writing buttons.
Both, huh?
Yeah. And the same button.
Same button?
Yeah.
This is the Skopje project again. On right side is a small girls' high school, which I designed. Maybe the first of mine, 60 to. At that time, our main design, the material which we use mostly reinforced concrete. But in this case, I tried to find another expression from reinforced concrete design, because in Japan, around 1950, for example, Professor Tange tried to design getting the proportion from the old traditional Japanese wooden structures and convert to the reinforced concrete design. For example, this building, I try to design in another way, mostly use reinforced concrete as a thin wall, and maybe sometimes cross wall, and sometimes just cut up or thin concrete wall. Just at the same time, this is a library which I designed 66. The main idea was very simple. I called this kind of design process planning. It means not express the final fixed form, but to show on the process of the architecture, which is on the process of growth. So, for example, first we have two pair walls here, and from from this wall, both sides, the beams are projected according to the program. For example, that's a reading room, that's an auditorium, that's an office. According to the program. And also, you can see here the box beam with hole. Inside the hole, I put all air conditioning duct. That's one of the details. In such a case, some of the expression, because you can see here some of the light here. That's a wing of the one of the branch, maybe here. There are huge frames, and these beams are supported by this beam. So in this case, there are pin-supported structures. So I try to show to get very narrow slit here. It express some of the structural idea which is supported by pin. I think this is a typical attitude of 60s. Everything must be clearly articulated, must be. So that's a interior made for mostly light came from the top. I think you know Japanese traditional houses. We have traditionally we don't have the skylight. Mostly our light we get light from the garden, and light reflects from the garden surface to the ceiling part, and reflected again to the inside. So in such a way, in the middle, in the center of the house, we have very not bright, very subtle light, even in daytime. So that's we haven't. That's a reason which we haven't such a skylight system. But these are in West in Europe. This is a normal traditional way to get light. I think in such a way, my idea of building to get in building to get light is mostly the idea I got from some of traditional European architecture. And these are one of the details, the light coming from the top. On the left side, you can see the bright colors I used at that time. And same idea I developed to the one of the branch of bank. Left side, all natural light came from the top, and in the middle I have suspended corridors connecting both sides of mezzanine and bridging over the public space. This is the main suspended corridor. And here you can see. These are isometric drawings. That are corridors connecting this from that side to the other side. And just moved corridor which people move. I painted put the color in very bright red. It's a kind of suspended corridor and come up staircase. This drawing shows several juxtaposed space of feeling crossing to the coming up the staircase and passing through the corridors and climbing up to the tower. On every point, there are different view or different feeling space. So that drawing and this drawing shows the juxtaposed experiences of space passing through the building. And this is also the module of air conditioning. In the middle of, there are two main beams in the middle, and in the middle, in the beam, we have air conditioning duct, and through here, that's each nodule has its direction to the floor. And that's one of the lecture hall on the top of tower. And this next works which I designed after that small branch of bank, because that bank was quite unusual at the time in Japan, and because mostly bankers of Japan are very conservative. They didn't like to get new design or such fancy design. But I did anyway at that building, and that building was really successful for bankers because lots of people came to see that building anyway. So I got next job for their main bank, main headquarters. This is the headquarters. But I had some troubles at the beginning of climbing. That was about the program of the building, because they decided first for budget and volume, and they had no idea about in detailed program of the each room. So if I talk with when I talk with somebody or executive, he said, "Oh, we need such a room." But if I met other people, executives, so he had another opinion. No, we don't need such a room. I think I need such a room. So in such a way, it's really very difficult to design building. So I found very simple systems that this clearly shows such a system process, because I anyway put very thin wall here. The level are fixed regulation, and both sides from the limit from the side. This is very thin, simple slab office. And from that wall, I added according to the by chance of each meeting. They need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 days sometimes. So, maybe on one of the design I showed, it was 5, but they need maybe more 2, okay, like the other. On the other side, like that. And also these small projection of pieces are according to that such a meeting. And that's the final design. But not the final, just, you know, not the final, but maybe the time limit of the. So I think it shows some of the process of design. And in this case, I use several different elements and also different shape, different materials, and try to combine these by chance elements. Yeah. Maybe you can see some of funny version here. It's a kind of Greek column. It was for me, but it was a very narrow, thin column. Okay. Coins maybe here, but it became a kind of thick computer disk storage, disk storage. It's a 6 meter high here, 6 meter here. Okay. So anyway, I try to show them a kind of classic Greek order, but out everything and. So one of the entrance and banking hall. Another corner of the bank, and that's a desk sitting room for programmers, and meeting conference room with an interpreter booth. That both sides we have the interpreters booth. One of the meeting room and lighting. That's one of the building of which I designed. This is my project works for the Expo 70. Expo 70, I collaborate to Professor Tange from the beginning of the whole master plan, and each stage from master plan to the next stage and to the final execution stages, and also to the performances of this kind of main product. First, I worked on the main concept of the main building of the Expo 70. It was called Festival Plaza. And there are a lot of it was not a fixed building, but a lot of accumulation of lot of things. For example, Akigura did one of the rooms hanged in this kind of stage frame, and also other many architects. Which one, right? Okay. And many architects did small other rooms on the roof, either roof, and I was asked to design several mechanisms under such a roof. Left side shows the under construction scene of the huge space frame. This space frame has 100-meter wide and almost 300-meter long. And half of the whole structure called festival plaza. So, and also ceiling height has 30 meters. And in this space, I designed several series of the movable mechanisms. For example, here, robot here, movable seat here, cranes moving on, hanging from ceiling, and so on. These are some of the drawings which worked on. Left side, the final scenes. And right side drawing shows control systems from main computer built in that building, controlled by programs, according to programs, lighting, sound, and moving of machines. Also one of the robot dancing. And combined with some of the movable seat and stage. And there are some of the Japanese traditional no player playing no, and maybe robot assisting the performance. And this is another event with robot. From robot, some bulb coming down like that, and something happening. Coming back, 1960. I said there are in Japan there were architect group called metabolism, and I think their theory of metabolism quite established already. So I think you know well. At the time, I was not a member of metabolism, but always accompanied them. This left side drawing was my proposal for their exhibitions around 61 or 2. But first time I proposed these drawings to them, many of metabolism people didn't like this drawing because this looks like not real futures. This looks like joke or not serious works. For example, there are mixture of past and futures, and also some structure are already broken here. Still car is going. So in such a way, I was asked by them to rewrite this drawing. much more pure futuristic images. But for me, this drawing is not a joke, not a joke, but really try to express my own feeling to the present city or the future project. I was thinking of, at the time, I was thinking to looking at the city of present city. Always we saw several new building or new developments coming up. But in the same time, besides that such a building, there are old buildings or some of the past. So maybe our future scene will be not different from present. Maybe in the same situation. So I try to show this kind of feeling or ideas in one drawing. So I took one of the old ruin of Doric temple and combined and overlapped future scene of which I proposed for the urban structures and mixed together. Maybe this kind of attitude is my consistent attitude. It would be. And so Peter Cook said, I'm an architect in ambivalence. It's I think from that point, that kind of attitude continue to present. Left side drawing shows the simple idea of such a tall core, urban scale core. And these are the several versions for such a future city. Right side drawing is I present to the Triennale Milano of '68. That was quite large screen. On that screen, I projected many proposed Japanese proposed design of Japanese architect. But the basement, in the basic, this scene I took from some of the picture, which taken just after the atomic bomb of Hiroshima. At the time, almost that was more than 200,000 population at that time, and quite a lot of buildings there. But in a sudden, by atomic bomb, almost all wooden structure of buildings disappear, and very few of reinforced concrete buildings existed, just like ruin. So I took that picture and montaged on that picture some of structures, which also the broken factories frame, broken by an atomic bomb. And I added very few elements. Maybe you can see in detail. There is very small details I added, just like future city. That I think for me always I'm thinking the future just like past, or I'm thinking the really growth of the real growth of the city with ruins, or maybe growth and death. Sometimes they're always in the mix, or we have also the past and the future. Always I'm thinking this kind of two contradictory thinking or element at once. Yeah. This maybe in the same time, on early 60s, I tried and I made left side curved rule, French curved rule, from Marilyn Monroe's body. And that French curved rule, in my studio, everybody have to use if they draw curve. So this is one of the chairs which we designed. And this is a chair which the model, the prototype is the Macintosh chair, high back chair. I took it and just changed the straight high back to the curve Marilyn Monroe. That's another case. This is a cutout of the scene concrete. This is very simple ideas of the short front design of the bank. Home bank is kind of slogan which the bank which I designed had. So I took that slogan for the facade, and like that. And also I put some curve there combined. That's another one. After 70, it means about several years ago, I am trying to design much more smooth and neutralized texture, not like early 60s work. These are both branch of the bank I designed at the same time. All surface of the things divided into 4 feet square. Floor, wall, ceiling, and also sash glasses. Everything divided into 4 squares. And painted very narrow range from white to off-white, from off-white to pale gray. So in such a case, I think you can see here some of the shade and shadow of real and also this kind of shade and shadow are mixed the painted part, for example, here is white and gray. Maybe this a little bit different. So in such a way, real surface of the things and real and the shade and shadow of things are mixed. So if you come into this building, you feel some of the mixture of real thing, real and unreal, or painted and shadow, painted color and shadow. So maybe it's the feeling you just like twilight scene. And also, I try to develop the same ideas into another branch of bank. This drawing shows very simple rhetorical development process of the from the simple three-dimensional mesh of square into this kind of building. So you can see here three-dimensional meshes, and from that mesh there are two simple cubes, and one cube a little moved and cut it out here, and in between to this cube diagonally simple beam span, and that was the final very simple process of design. But I think from such a simple mesh, we could develop with a rhetorical method, rhetorical way. We can transform it to such a real architecture. But you can see here some of the actual. And this was also one of the, in the same time I designed one of the museum, and the location is on the top of the hill. This is the main entrance, and we have such a hill. Almost all buildings are sunk under this top of the hill, and only two such a tube put it on as a monumental symbol of this building, because the client, or they are mostly government people, they try to get one of the cultural symbol of their own town, because this town is really very polluted, bad situations with a lot of heavy industry building. So always they had some inferiority complex to cultural things. So I was asked anyways to build some of the monumental culture. So this was my answers. These are main entrance hall and Baroque type staircase. And hanged bridge, so on. Coming back at the beginning of '60s, from that period, I always I have the mind to think about such a simple basic form. For example, cube, sphere, cylinder, and so on. These basic elements are called Platonic solids, mostly. So this is a doctor's residence. Second floor, first floor is a residence, and ground floor is clinic. So in this case, I took four large cubes with small 4 cubes. Structure. Looking at the ceiling here, this geometrically divided into 9 and again into 9, so repeated here. This form just came from such a geometrical drawing. But on the contrary, on the plan, on the floor, this kind of movable partition shelves, these stacks are located according to the actual living behaviors. So after I did separately the roof ceiling design and layout of the such a furniture partition, I put it together. So in such a case, if I took some unplanned relations between ceiling and furniture, and this kind of idea, later on, I developed more. So this is one of the project for the Vesuvius volcano, because several years ago, one of the gallery in Naples organized about the so-called Vesuvius operation, Operation Vesuvius, like that. And several designers, artists are invited to propose something for the volcano. So this is my proposal, one of my proposals. I calculated for natural volume of the natural topographical form, mostly called lava, and converted it into such a Platonic solid, and try to compare the natural and man-made form. So I projected the edges into the crater and made a such simple line like that. So such a thinking also I had in mind at the beginning of this design. This is Museum of Modern Art of Gunma Prefecture. Gunma Prefecture is one hour and a half by train from central Tokyo. that location was just flat along of part. And on the lawn, I put it such a simple cubic frame. So you can see some of the contrast of the natural trees and such a frame. Mostly, I use cubic frame and just a small element added here and there. On designing this, on the process of design, I face several difficulties. One of them is the relation between geometrical form and architectonic form. It's for example, this looks like cube or square, but architectonically, this is called column, and this is called beam, and this is basement. But and also the meaning and function of each line completely different, because line and column supporting weight vertically, being spanning horizontally. So in such a way, the depth and thickness of the vertical and horizontal could be different. But from the basic image or the basic image of geometrical simple cube, everything must be same. So always we must face this kind of difference of imaginary and actual, geometrical and architectonic. So in such a way, I try to show the difference between of the two. I think maybe here is a kind of exposure of the added beam here. And from inside, maybe I show later some of the details. But it's the edge of the, or corner of the cube. Material from outside, simple aluminum frame, aluminum panel, divided into 4 feet square, such tool. There are concrete frames first, and from the outside, all this kind of aluminum panel are added, and for the ceiling too, and on the wall too. So we have on this kind of basic structure and added surface, we have such a struggles. And I try to show this kind of process of the struggle of both. One of the wing turned into 22.5 degree angle. So this part turned like this, and suddenly there are openings here. So very simply, it's added. The corridor part are added. I think you can see, you can compare some of the details of the library which I showed before, reinforced concrete building. There are some of the details of the pin-supported structure. At that time, I tried to articulate very carefully, expressing structure, system, and method of construction. But now, this building, this is finished 2 years ago. In this case, I didn't try to show such a articulation, just to cover envelope for structures, and try to show only surfaces. This is a basic drawings of the structures. I call this basic structure. You can see simply the two rows of cube and here palm. And everywhere in the cube, it looks same, but according to the place or part of this each function, I added different elements into this cube frame. So, for example, here you can see 2 bays. One is mount up and other stepping down. And here there are larger frames here. Inside the frame, another smaller substructure added. Staircase sometimes too, here, and some other elements there. Here is some examples of the substructures here. Oh yeah, I call that such a added element. I call it supplemental structure. So you can see some of the contrast or the between added supplemental structure and basic structure. Also, the frame large, 12 meters each side. So sometimes we have 2 floors inside, and sometimes 3 floors. You can see here, there is the other side of the building. Ground floor here, and first floor here, and second floor here. But from outside, there are only 2 levels of opening. The added supplemental structure are painted. Major structure left exposed, not finished. So you can see some of the contrast between the two. And this is the drawing which I explained before, for the one wing. This is the main line here, and axis here, and this is current. From this point to directly, this is the facing to the gate. for example, people first come here from the gate, pass through. So this is just pointing to the gate. And two bays, and up and down. And also, in the same time, there are homes. So from this level, there are real actual buildings. And also, the surface of the home reflects the real. So you can see here real and unreal image. One of the details. I can feel. This is the details, but unfortunately, water must be come up here. In such a case, the depth of the unreal part could be the same. The depth of the beads comes to here, but depth of the crown comes from here to here. But inside there are just reinforced concrete, not same to the outside. So here you can see again inside outside different. Which means that of course become from the difference of geometry and architecture. There's exposed concrete, very simple wall and beam, with very few limited parts of marble cover. This is the steps. Each edge is here. Also the top had vanished into one point, maybe here. So in such a case, this edges had a reversed perspective because this both side wall are completely parallel, but there is some the edges are vanished to here and other branching point here. So if you come into here, this whole structure separate from the rigid frame and coming close to the looks like to you. This is the edge of one edge of the other side. Between the edge of the major structure and such a marble step, I put a mirror here. So this wall looks like continue to the outside. This is the point of the vanish. And polished marble reflects like that. And also, if we stand up this side, whole polished marble surface reflects just like that. So you feel some of the distortion, looks like distorted. And main staircase here. And end of the staircase is there is Le Corbusier type stairs again. And coming up the staircase, you feel again major frame. And some of the partitions are there. Gallery. Main exhibition hall. That's quite large space here, 7 meters high. So all borders are suspended from the top, movable, go up and down. Skylight system. The slopes and end of the slopes are painted completely black. This side quite open, but completely black, painted in black, and there are very simple square windows, just looking out the garden. And in the auditorium in this museum, again I repeated the main subject or main of square. Here, that's a very simple lines painted on white wall. But the drawing written, drawn like that, and put it in the center. It's very simple cubic frame, and a little bit turn, slant, and from the center, all edges are projected to the. So in such a case, if you sit on here, you feel both vertical and horizontal feeling, and again, slanted line. So sometimes you feel some, just like ships, board in the board, going like, just like sinking. That's another project which I use in the same concept. Very simple cubic frame. Like inside the cubic frame, I put it many kind of values here. For example, here is the curve again, maybe painted in pink, and the other sort here. Just again, that's in the same concept. With, for apply for the small auditorium gallery complex. I think this building will be just same size of this building. In this case, I put 6 large cubes with small, just same size, same shape, different size. This is one third of the large scale. The main frame for the main building, and that are for penthouse. And also, this is a kind of parody of traditional Italian palazzo, because mostly the palazzo must have a rustico here, and on the rustico they have orders or pilasters or columns. In this case, I try to just make a parody with such a palazzo, because I couldn't use very thick stone as rustico, so I use very thin cutted polish, not really polished stone. Maybe here on edge it looks like split. No, not that means not heavy stone, but a very thin surface. And maybe such a frame could be a kind of order. Yes, we can see here some of the split color. And also, just the front, there are several same size of the door, but only two open. And other mirrors are just showing those. Maybe if you come in, you have some trouble. You can be able to find the correct door. These are the galleries inside. And in the gallery, again, some such a not right angle lines in walls coming. So you have some distortion again. Also, maybe it could be this piano nobile, maybe the main floor here. In the center, there are elevator shafts like this, painted in white. But from this part, there are actual balcony, air conditioning duct, nozzle, and beams, such a handrail. And painted in such a color. All these forms are reflected on the white wall, just like mirror. And all drawings are painted, just looking at from this point. So this form reflected into this one, and this yellow dot reflected on that one. So again, you have some real existing object and reflected unreal image. And it looks like everything, this from this element looks like coming up and shift, turn and twist. That's the detail. On the top, there are just, again, the gallery. And it's a kind of foyer for meeting space. And that's behind this steps, there are small rooms. And on steps, my wife works there. Again, I coming back at the beginning. This building, this is the library I showed. And this is Doctors Association bar, or I don't know, maybe medicine for medical for. Function is very simple. Small office and meeting space and lecture hall. This was my first commission. I designed 1958 and 9 and finished early 60. At this time, I used cylinders floating horizontally in the air and supported columns like that. But this was so limited, the size was so limited, and I couldn't get good techniques at that time. So nobody appreciated this building at the time. After 12 years, I got again next commission from them. They try to add some buildings behind the structure which I designed for. These are the sections first. From 12 years ago. Main entrance here coming through and coming out. I added just a main lecture hall here and several skipped floors underneath. And in this case, light, natural light comes through this way or between these two floors and maybe from here. So many parts of the space or rooms, light comes through into the floor. Another section. There is skylight. But just in between space, old and new. Some added key. And also, these kind of lighting are carefully designed according to the shape. Maybe you can see some of similar feel to Piranesi drawing prism. And later on, that's my recent works, one of my recent works for country clubhouse. In this case, again, I use board. This board started from here, coming like this, and turn here, coming out, and turn again here, and we have dots here. So that's from here. It's a question mark. It's just a simple plan. With some of the canopies, a very similar version, not similar to some version from traditional Caribbean orchid. The detail. This is a thin couple roof, from both sides supported this kind of plan. Some part by wall. The drawings. The shape is just question mark, but not only question, but it's that form just came from reasonable functional analysis. People if somebody like to go to the sitting room and restaurant here, come up this way. So there are this kind of movements. And if somebody try to go out to the field and come down staircase into the locals and change courses and around, I think this whole shape came from such a movement. And finally, I found it looks like question mark. That's a theory drawing. The main entrance here. You can hear such a tie bars connecting the both ends of the vault. Just 1 week before the opening of this building, there were very close to this place. There are heavy earthquakes. One large reinforced concrete hotel crashed, completely crashed. I had a I had a news from such an accident. So I just I afraid so much. Very close to that place. It's about 10 miles of that place. So I called to the side and people to taking care here, but they said nothing happened. I think that's because of this tie affects very well, acts very well. Window, that's just a window. This window came from the form of the wall. Very simple. Looking at just sky, and that's the landscape. That's for air. Staircase and wall. Looking down. Here you can see no vertical medium. This part you can open for ventilation. All structure are supported by this column. This part are supported from basement. So we have completely no obstacle of vertical frame. Just try to get 180-degree view. in the same time, I already try to design some of the new town, center of new town near Tokyo. This was just proposal, and nothing happened after, because this building has about 100 miles. No, 1 mile long. 1 mile long. And every facility of urban facility, for example, museum, library, city hall, and post office, and everything, are packed into one or two pieces, two buildings. That covered by pneumatic structure, but just imaginary project, nothing happened after. Also, same vault idea applied to the private house. That's one house for doctors, and that's a clinic. In this case, just as a budget, we couldn't use vault, just flat roof. Here we have this simple round wall, and again, vault on top. It's a living room. Entrance is a little bit high in the middle, so to the living, stepping down like this. On the top, there are study and bedroom. That's a windows looking from the living room to the outside. And this very simple square window cut the round wall. But I try to express or show some of the metaphors on this simple window. For example, there are always in the middle, there are always two parts symmetrically. This symmetry means some of the impossibility of two, for example, male and female relation, or sometimes sun and day and night, or such a contrast. So maybe in the middle, it's just void. Maybe in such a way, I try to get some symbolic meaning on the simple design. This last building is the Central Library and local historical museum and audiovisual center complex. So it's a kind of cultural center of the town, and of which town has a population of about million. So again, I have two boards parallel here. This board round that way, turn and cut it here. And this one another way, turn like this. So this kind of deforming or transforming process is very, I think, very similar to the square mesh transformed into the 2Q shifted span together. In such a process is, I think, very close to me, because first I took very simple square or cube or simple circle or board. So if I took one, it's automatically developed its own way of making shape. So I think I took this way, this type, starting from 2 points, parallel point, to other way. In such a way, we get different type of space, exterior space. For example, here, this is the main entrance here, small corner here. This side facing to the park. Also, such a man-made artificial roof has a contrast to the natural form. That's a covered by couple. This is the same kind of drawing. Mainly, this drawing shows the not the reinforced concrete part, and other one, the roof mostly done by precast concrete. The outside view. The main entrance here, so there are 4 things like that. It's a sign from the sign to the gate. On the other end, and another one. Here again you have some of color of Marilyn Monroe and for terrace, cafeteria. This drawing shows the process of construction. There are 2 pieces of precast concrete roof and lifted and put it together, just like a 3-hinged structure. Coming out. That's the interior. In this case, we made only 3 forms for precast concrete. The one is here, because this has a round front here. So in this case, we have 1 piece here and other one here. And on the straight line, there are another piece. So we have only three. And if we need such a opening window, we can wrap it and easily we can get from same form. The main library. There are this kind of slopes here. So according to the level of slope, the rules have a strict form. Yeah, you can see here. There are upper level coming like this according to the slope. But the level of roof are straight. This one of the end of the end of the edge of the building, the stained glass, which I was asked to design. So in this case, I took one of the diagrams like this. All these diagrams I took from the book of 18th century Japanese natural philosopher. He learned a lot of traditional Oriental thinking of Yang Yin theory. He developed it with some of the new invention like Western science. And he tried to combine these ideas, these elements, into one of natural philosophy. And maybe it's so you can explain this kind of his idea. He made a lot of such a diagram. Which shows the concept of cosmos. So in this case, maybe you can see some black and white. It's a kind of concept from Yin Yang theory. In such a way, he invented one of the systems like this type. Everything has divided into two Yin Yang like this. So, for example, here is heaven and earth. Heaven divided into day and night. Day divided into morning and evening, morning and twilight time, and again like this. In such a way, he made a lot of diagrams. But looking at his idea, his diagram, I find he used only three basic patterns. So I made this and overlap and transform into such a standard. So the scale is quite large, 7 meters, right? Diameter. From inside and outside. That's all.